everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lydia here with your full moon reading for January 25th, 2024. And so far, this is actually this full moon is in Leo. And so I think what's going to happen here is that we're going to see a lot more touchings in our heart about passion and compassion for others. Leo is a very extravagant, but also very passionate sign, and it's very interesting how things are going. Now, I know that there's a lot going on in the world. I haven't actually looked at the news or looked at anything for a little while, just kind of been doing my own thing. But I've noticed that there's a difference, there's a change in the air, and there's a little bit of a lower energetic capacity at the moment, and I feel as though a lot of people are really trying to recuperate, I guess, from spending or from financial troubles, especially from December and prior to, just leading up into this time period. It's always the same situation in January, where people they're a little bit more tight with their budget, and there's a potential for just ruminating around the financial or the negative. Now is not the time to do that. Um, at the moment, try with all your might to think about the positive, to think about what it is you do want, not in the state of lack, not in the state of feeling that you do not have. What you want to do is really put it out there to the universe that you do have the abundance, because abundance is for everyone. Abundance is here right now. 2024 is the beginning. It's the bridge, like I've said before. And I urge you to check out the January to June 6-month reading that I've put out. I'll put the link below as well as my insights for 2024, because it's a very different year. I mean, it's not going to be without challenges, I'll tell you that much. We definitely have quite a bit of challenges that are here or that will be coming up, but they're in a different capacity, and how we accommodate these challenges is going to be very different. For those who have done the inner work, we have the capacity to change our perspective on what we see as challenge, and looking at it as, okay, what do I learn, or what am I learning from this particular situation? That takes that leadership and teacher capacity from Leo in this full moon. And also, full moons also heighten energy. So if you're throwing it out there that you are in a state of lack, or that you feel that you're in a state of lack, that you don't have certain things, then you're going to put that energy into fault way out there. And that's not what you want right now. I know what I feel, and I'm pretty darn sure that a lot of people feel the same. And that is putting it out there that you do have the abundance, that there's a lot of opportunities, a lot that are coming to your door every single day. And if you haven't ever done this before, try actually creating a vision board of what it is that you want. I know in the beginning of January, usually the lady that I usually do a lot of my readings from, my card decks are usually from her, a lot of them are, is Colette Baron Reed. She does a vision board challenge every year so far. And I've taken it up, and it's a very interesting and compelling challenge, because it gives you kind of a prescription of how to do a vision board to make it work the best for you in your highest good and the highest good of all. And so that's what we're looking for. And we're looking toward, actually, in this year. We are looking at a year of abundance, a year of change, a year of change of perspective. And basically, from that, from a different perspective, you will see that you do sit in abundance. The more you do see that, the more synchronicities and welcome opportunities will come to you. So that is actually a potential, and it's kind of like a conclusion at this, especially like with a full moon. It means conclusions. It also heightens energies so that you can let go of anything that is in conclusion. So letting go of despair, letting go of depression or fear or sadness, like extreme sadness, of grief for others, or from circumstances in your life. This is the time to let it go. If you keep this energy in, believe me, the universe will tap into that, and will definitely get you to release it, but in not as gentle of a way. So when you make the decision and the intention to let go of these emotions, then you're tapping into the divine inspiration, the divine flow of abundance and abundant divine energy to make creations in your life. So with that, let's look at our reading for this full moon. So I have two decks that I'm using this time. The first one is actually the Divine Feminine Oracle cards by Megan Watterson. And we have only one card in that, but we also have the Moonology Messages Oracle deck from Yasmin Boland. I always usually look to these Moonology decks because they tend to give me very interesting and very pertinent information that is perfect for a full moon or a new moon. So let's look at the first card. I've picked three cards and I haven't looked at them yet. So let's look at them together. The first card that we have is it's the goddess, so divine feminine, Anandamaya, Anandamayi Ma, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Now that's basically that the potential of having our the wisdom of the soul, which is within us. We do have innate wisdom from all of the many incarnations that we've had, and we can tap into that. It is a very positive and very pertinent thing that we can do in order to get a better stance on where we sit today and how to better help others in their view. Now think about this. When you have gone through major strife for years, okay, because I know that there's some people that are still actually going through a lot of difficulties at this time. That is when you're still working on yourself and you're still working on trying to um, uh, accommodate or change the situation that you're in right now through the experiences. You're supposed to be getting these experiences. That's part of why we're here. Now, when you get these challenges, the whole idea is to know or learn from them. And that creates the wisdom that we have within us for generations and generations of how many times that we've been here. And that's what this is tapping into, I believe. So I'm going to read from the guidebook and we're going to see how this all fits and ties into the full moon. Who is Anandamayi Ma? She represents the essence of the expansive joy that comes when we remember our true self. Nirmala Sundari, which means beautiful one in Bengali, was born in the late 19th century in what is now Bangladesh. Her family questioned her mental stability because from an early age, she was always found in bhavas, or ecstatic states of bliss. At 13, she was married to a man who would later become Bolanath, and he supported her life as a mystic and saint. At 26, Nirmala enacted her own spiritual initiation. The ceremony and rites were spontaneously revealed to her from within. She explained, as the master, I revealed the mantra. As the disciple, I accepted it and started to recite it. In the 1920s, she set up a Kali temple and devoted her life to spiritual practices. She began to be recognized as the living embodiment of the divine feminine and as the incarnation of Kali as divine love. Her first disciple named her Anandamayi Ma, joy permeated mother, because her blissful states would inspire others to remember their innate path to joy. Her first ashram was built in 1929. Her profound spiritual teachings began to attract scholars, philosophers, artists, and other contemporary mystics like Paramahansa Yogananda. She refused to be called a guru, insisting that we are all ultimately oneself. She loved all living creatures, especially or exactly the same as including herself. Anandamayi Ma gave the red thread to women for this reason, which was a sacred right of bestowing spiritual authority previously only given to men. So when this card is selected, there's a passage in Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda that relates an encounter he had with Anandamayi Ma. He asked her, why she is always so filled with joy and can enter states of bliss instantly. She explains to him that she is aware of her true self. She knows that before she came to earth, she was the same. As a little girl, and later when she grew up into a woman, still she was the same. And now, sitting in front of Yogananda, she remains the same. And even after death, she says, though the dance of creation changes around me, I shall be the same. This is self realization, merging with that aspect within us that never changes. It's becoming conscious of the self that is eternal while within this brief mortal existence. Anandamayi Ma believed that the only true calling or purpose any of us have is to become realized. And so she believed that any action we take toward that goal is sacred. There's a deep, calm, abiding joy that arrives when we can emerge with the aspect of us that never changes. There is a bliss we get to experience every time we detach from the surface storms that cause chaos in our lives. If we can remember that we are the guru, that we are an aspect of the divine that remains the same no matter how much changes around us, then we get to arrive at a joy that lives at the core of our being. How beautiful is that? If you would like to take this into a meditation, ask the question, what does joy feel like in my body? And the intention for this, I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. So this is perfect for stimulating an abundance mindset and also realizing that we are the ones that make the choice to become or feel joyful. We are ones who have the control. We have within us that divine part that is always connected. And we are always, always connected to the divine, especially from our DNA. Our cells, they exude all of joy, all of the incredible emotions that come in, all of the emotional energy, the divine energy that comes in from spirit. And with that, we can use that to feel any emotion, and that includes bliss and joy. So what would you like to do? Would you like to feel joyful? Would you like to feel happy? Because some people actually get to this point where happiness eludes them. They don't know how to feel joy anymore. They don't know how to feel happiness anymore. And I get that. I understand that. I tell you a story. When my mother had passed away at the end of 2021, it was September 2021. I didn't know if I could not feel joy. My joy was basically cut off from myself because I really pulled grief within. Now, I did allow myself to feel the grief. I knew that that was something that I needed to feel in order to let it go. But I really didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to feel joy again. I made the conscious decision that I wanted to, and recognizing that my mother was always joyful. She was such a happy person. Literally, she would walk into a room and make it happy. You know, those people. So this is one of those things what made me realize that it's my choice to feel joy. It's my choice to recognize the divine within me. And that's exactly what this divine feminine character is saying in life. You have the choice. And this is a time, especially where we have the capability of using that bliss, that joyfulness that we have within us, that energy, and sharing it with other people, sharing it into the world. You don't even have to be with someone else to feel blissful and joyful. All you need to do is recognize that your higher self, your soul within you, is divine, connected directly to the divine, and that you have that because you've never been separated from that ever, ever. The divine rests within you. So whatever you want in your life that makes things abundant for yourself, that follows suit along your divine life path in this lifetime, is there for you. So let's go on to the next card and see where we're at. We're at the Moonology Messages Oracle at this time. Moonbeams Focus. All right, so this is another thing. Look at that, this full moon too. So What I find is very interesting about this card and what happens at the moment is we also need to know what it is that allows us to have the abundance. What focus do we have? What goals do we want? Or what goals do we have to have the abundance that we want? I think that um, we are at this point where we are expert manifestors. And we need to recognize that anything that you put out there is going to be instantly manifested. Why? Because we're becoming closer and closer to that potential, or the multitude of potentials that we have to choose whatever reality we want in our life. And to think that the possibility that everything that we see here, just think about it as being like a virtual reality. And not with an AI sense. Just saying, basically just thinking that we're actually an avatar here in this particular realm of existence, and that we have the capability of getting closer and closer to who we are, which is that much closer to the all that is. So if that is the case, then it means that the realities that we could choose from, the multitude of them, the unlimited amount of potentials that we could choose, we hone into our lives as soon as we start thinking about them. I know it's probably a little bit past, like a little bit out there, but it's definitely the truth. We have the capability of manifesting our reality very quickly. So it means that we have to focus our energies on what it is we truly do want and want to see in our lives, as well as for the good of all the rest of the world. And then, I mean, think something smaller, and I think this is going to start to talk about our goals. What is it that we want to see in our goals, which means we must take action. And this is a perfect time period between now and the next full moon for action. So let's look at what the card says. Having big dreams is a wonderful thing, but drawing this card suggests you need to get more serious and focused when it comes to making your dreams come true. To paraphrase Thomas Edison, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. You're very much on the right track, but you need to hone your vision. Where should you begin? If you've been comparing yourself to other people, this card is a strong reminder that comparison is the thief of joy. And we want to bring in joy. You can only go at your own pace. If someone or something is causing you to be distracted from your sole purpose, this is the time to turn down the noise. You're being asked to make a bigger effort in terms of moving towards your goal. That may include having greater self-discipline and restraint. That's a big one right now. Also remember that success is very rarely linear. Even if you feel as though you're going round in circles, you're still inching towards your goals. But you do need to stay very focused right now. Additional meanings for the card could include: don't judge yourself or others too harshly. Success takes time. Focus on the positive. Take time out if you need it, and meditate. And about this particular symbol, moonbeams are a combination of yin and yang. The yin is the soft moonlight, which comes from the yang, the sun's harsh light. Now that's balance. So basically, in order to balance that energy that is coming in so that you achieve your goal, you must do action. You must do something towards that goal. Say, for example, we're going to look at just something very simple, but also a big thing too. You want to go traveling somewhere. Say you want to go to Asia, and you want to find the method to go there. At the moment, the money is not there, or the time is not there. Usually money and time don't seem to mix, right? They don't seem to balance. So either you have more time than money, or you have more money than time, whichever. In any case, what you want to do in order to get this to happen is to bring about step by step process, which means, okay, write it down. Go taking a look on the internet. Take a look at some of the places that you want to stay at. Look at Airbnb or some other places to stay, hotels, and take a look to see. Just start to plan the trip. What does that say? That sends that information to the universe saying you really want to go there. And know your why. Why do you want to go there? Is it something that maybe basically there's something really interesting that you want to go see? Or could it be that you're looking at it as a themed spiritual thing that you want to go out there and look at some of the spiritual places? Is it because it's for business and you actually kind of want to tack in a little bit of the social aspect of things? Is it for restaurants? Maybe there's some really beautiful restaurants out there. Is it for the cherry blossoms that might be in Japan, say, for example, which I've always wanted to do and go to? Now, this is just a little bit of action. Even though you're unable to put the money towards it or whatever the case is, the universe will start to recognize that this is the case. This is what you want to do and bring that money, that flow of income towards you or something better, because it doesn't necessarily have to mean that. What if you end up getting somehow a discount where it's 50% off the fare to go, or you get something like a gift or a gift certificate just out of the blue? Things like that do happen. And we would call those miracles, but it's actually the universe working towards your goal. That means stay focused. And this is also focused on what aspects that you want to see in your life. If it's love and a good relationship, well, write down what you want in the person and the type of person that you want. If if that is, trust me, it works because I've done it before. So write it down, write everything down that you want, including even if you want to get specific about it. I know it's just something, but you say that and something or something better, right? So basically throw things out there and be focused, laser focused on what you want, the end goal. The how is not up to you or up to us. It's the end goal that is. And right now, just to relate it to astrology, Pluto is a big source of motivation at this time. And I encourage you to go and look at some astrological readings on YouTube or wherever, videos or online, just to see where things are at with Pluto. And I know that there's other aspects of the planetary aspects that are actually working towards this too. But motivation is a big thing right now, and getting what you want as a conclusion is there. So let's look at the last card in the reading. The blood moon, courage. Now, this, everything that you want in your life also puts in courage. You need to have the courage to do this and know that you have courage to accept the challenges in order to get what you want, especially if it is something large. Now, the blood moon, we've had that, I believe. I'm trying to think of when that was. I believe it was in 2018 or 17, something like that. We had a blood moon in the northern hemisphere, and boy, is it ever cool. I mean, we've probably seen this more times than I've ever seen in my entire life, actually, in the last 5 years or 10 years. It's just remarkable, which also shows you how much we're moving towards a new era. The courage that you need is basically also saying that know that you have it, know that you can utilize courage for anything, whether it is an unexpected situation that might happen to you, or an unexpected passing of someone that might happen in your or collective, or just having courage to accept the challenges to get to your goal. This is like a 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of step process to recognize that you have the courage. There's a lot going in there. There's a lot of layers that that are working to let you know that you have the courage to do this and that you can just draw upon it. So let's look at what it has to say. This card brings you courage. You're halfway through your current battle and you have more left in reserves than you think. Be courageous. Humans often struggle with change, but sometimes change is absolutely called for. This may be one of those times, and of course it is. The more you refuse to budge on a situation now, the more painful the outcome may be, and that's the truth. Don't resist. Sometimes a brave thing to do is compromise. Keep going and do what it takes, even if you're scared. As long as no one is being harmed, push through and do what you need to do without fear. I'm going to add that. You're at the end of one cycle and the start of a new one, which is very true because the full moon is the end of one cycle. What you don't willingly release now, if you know it has to go, could be ripped from you. So release your grip on a situation. And that's what I was saying about the universe. It's basically, if you don't let it go now, it's going to be taken from you no matter what. The idea of blood is often a frightening image. However, blood is also a giver of life. Without it, we wouldn't last long. Your situation is as it should be. Breathe and then keep going. So, additional meanings for this card will include do some shadow work. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you need to do it now. Otherwise, the universe is just going to pull you into doing it no matter what. A change is coming. Don't cling on to the past. You don't want it. I mean, the past is gone. A portal of opportunity is opening up. So when you deal with the past, then that portal of new energy will come through. Leave the past behind now for your own good, which is the truth too. So about this symbol, a blood moon happens at the time of a total lunar eclipse. The moon appears to turn deep dark red because she's being lit up by light that's passed through the Earth's atmosphere. I think this is kind of brilliant that we're looking at three of the things that we do have the access to in this reading, especially it's very prevalent at this time. So let's look at the three cards again. We have Ananda Mai Mai. So she is talking about how we have the capability of choosing joy as opposed to any type of pain that we've had, that we have an innate part within us, a divine part within us that touches directly to spirit, that can bring in the blissful divine energy in a straight capacity without frictional energy from other emotions. We're now seeing that we need to focus the energy into things that we want, things that that bring us joy, that basically we want to see as our outcome, and forget about the how. Well, how the how is not up to us. So that basically we're looking at what it is that we're really our end goal, and knowing that that's the focus that we need to have, and trying not to get distracted by anything else, whether it is social media, media on TV, or anybody else, other responsibilities. The focus needs to be on what we're looking to do, what our goal is. And to have the courage to recognize, have the courage to know that you can do this. Courage is innate, it's within us. And we have this capability of utilizing the courage that is within us so that we could get to those goals, but also knowing that that courage is always going to be there and that we build upon it, especially through the chaos that the chaos that's within the world and the chaos that could be within us. We build courage when we let go of the stuff that when we do our shadow work. And so we have support. Know that you're always supported, that you are supported at this time, especially if there's lots of challenges. This is the time to choose the perspective of seeing from a higher point of view, from seeing from the view of spirit, and recognizing, yeah, you know what, change is not easy, and this is what we're going through. We're going through a change from the previous era into the Aquarian state, the Aquarian era of 5D, a change that the Earth is going through, that the planetary solar system and the galaxies and the universe is actually just changing all at the same time. And we're here for this. And this is why we're here. So this is an incredible time. And I would have to say, every moon that we have, every full moon that we have is going to become more and more intense. It's going to get quicker and quicker this time. This is my forecast that basically time is getting quicker and quicker. And it is because our energetic state of consciousness, our evolution is getting faster. It's because we're hitting a critical point in our state of evolution for humanity. And because of that, time as we know it, because it's a construct that we think of as humans, is getting faster. We're reaching our point of manifestation quicker. So that to me also gets us into this faster time period because we are able to manifest quicker. So know that your thoughts will create your reality, will create and manifest. So that's what this is saying. And it's a perfect time, especially for this full moon, of letting go. Get rid of the gunk that you don't need to think about so that you can bring in this new energy for the manifesting of that which you want. So I hope this helps. And I hope you have a wonderful full moon. If you like this video, please press the like button and sign up for this, subscribe to my video channel. And I want to see you in the next video because I honestly feel that in the next few months, the next 7, 8, 9 months, we are going to have some incredible changes. And I hope to be telling you all about it. So I hope this helped you a lot, and I would look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a wonderful full moon. Bye for now.